All right, guys, in this video, we're going to be watching a millionaire who's Steven Jackson. He used to play for the San Antonio Spurs, among other teams. And basically, this woman who should have been his wife or fiance, basically, he left her at the altar because she would not sign a prenup. This is a great lesson for today. Don't forget to like and subscribe to make sure my videos actually show up in your feed. So make sure you do that. Let's jump right into the video.
Go to Atlanta. Me and her fight in Atlanta. We have a rocky relationship in Atlanta.
So real quick, he's already halfway through the story. He just kind of telling you the backdrop of everything that happened.
You know what I'm saying? But we working shit out. No relationship is perfect. Come to Atlanta. I signed with Indiana the next year, and I signed my big contract in Indiana, right? I signed my big contract in Indiana. Before I get my big contract, we still together. We living together and all that, right? So we moved to Indiana. I play a season in Indiana. I proposed to her. I can't remember why I proposed to her. None of that matters anyway, though. But I proposed to her, and during that time, we plan to get married in Houston. We plan to get married in Houston, right? So, newsflash for all 530 y'all on here. In order for a prenup to get drawn up, the two people, the man and the husband and the wife, have to agree on what the prenup says in order for the prenup to come out valid, and you both sign it. Let me say that again.
And that should be fairly obvious. Any contract, both parties have to be aware, fully aware of what they're agreeing to. So guys out there who think they could just write up a prenup and then have a lawyer sign it and put it away and not give their wife nothing, that's not going to happen. She has to agree to the terms of it. Understand that when you get married, you're getting married based on a contract with the state or with the United States. And so it's backed up by contractual law. So without an amendment or modifying that actual contract or having a secondary contract that supersedes it, you're locked in for what the marriage laws are already set on the book. So that's kind of what he's letting you guys know.
In order for a prenup to get drawn up, both sides have to agree. The husband and the wife, the bride and the groom, they both have to agree on the prenup before it's written up, before it can even get written up. You have to agree on it, right? So, I take care of a lot of people. I'm never letting one woman control of all the hard work I've done in my life. None of these motherfuckers was in the gym with me. They signed the prenup off top. It's not even a second guess. So me and her had to talk about it. We get the prenup back at least 3-4 months before the wedding, right? About 4 months, maybe at least 3 to 4 months before the wedding. This is all true, y'all. 4 months before the wedding, we get the prenup. I give it to her. Granted, when I give it to her, she shouldn't be surprised by it because me and her sat down and agreed up on the prenup. Me and her agreed up on the prenup. We agreed. Listen to me, y'all. We agreed on the prenup. Bam. So we agree on it. A month passed, like 2 months before the wedding. I'm like, yo, look, we need to get that prenup signed so we can go and, send it in and get all that taken care of. So when we get down there to Houston, we ain't got to worry about it.
All right, so we're going to fast forward real quick. He's basically been telling his wife, hey, you need to sign it. She's putting it off. Now we're near the wedding, and he's telling us about what happens when they're almost at the wedding.
I'm getting dressed. You know what I'm saying? We all getting dressed for the wedding. Everybody getting, you know what I'm saying? All my groomsmen, we in the little groomsmen room. We all get dressed. In the back of my mind, you know what I'm saying? I'm all thinking about is this damn prenup, right? That's all I'm thinking about. So my nanny comes in the room. She's like, how you doing, baby? Good morning. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hey, good morning. Da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what's up with the prenup? She like, I talked to her. She said she's going to sign it. I'm finna go get it right now. I just wanted to come check with you to see how you doing this morning. Make sure you all right. Make sure you wasn't stressing about it.
Already a problem. The fact that they're telling other people outside of them two about the prenup is a serious problem. They should have told him right off the beginning that there was a problem. If you're going to ask your wife to sign a prenup, you shouldn't be telling your mom about it, your sister about it, your cousin about it, your preacher about it. Nobody should know. That's something very personal in between y'all. Even if it's her mom, she shouldn't even be telling her mom that. For the most part, if she trusts you, respect you, she wouldn't even tell her mom, hey, he asked for a prenup. There'll be something private she can tell her mom later, right? If she's telling her mom, that means she has doubts. Either she had bad motives or she have doubts about him, about wanting to marry him. But the truth is, the fact that he's saying in this video that other people know about this prior to the wedding is already a red flag.
I'm like, nah, I'm good. Nah, you say she gonna sign it? I'm cool with it. getting dressed, me and my boys drinking, smoking, all that, getting dressed, having a good time, whatever we doing for the wedding. So after we get dressed, where we staying at the hotel, where we staying at is a big ballroom where we was having a wedding, right? So we had to go get on this private elevator, me and all my groomsmen. We get on the private elevator and we go to a little back room where from the back room we just walk out into the wedding, right? So when we get to that room, that's when once we get in that room, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, hold up. You know what I'm saying? This one not really turn up. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, man, hold up, man, hold up. When I say, oh, I ain't getting married. Steph was like, she ain't signed a prenup. What the fuck? What we even here for? I'm like, yeah, dog, I ain't doing it. The preacher steps up. He's like, hold on. The preacher says, hold on. I look at him like, he said, this is what he say. He say, now hold on. I know you love this girl. Don't make a drastic decision. I think you should just let God handle it. Me, as a pastor, I don't believe in prenups. Nah, I know why she was fighting for you.
This girl right here, man. The truth is, man, the fact that he let it got this far, really, it's a L on him. I mean, he saved himself at the end because he didn't marry her. But the truth is, it's a L on him. He's a multi-million-dollar athlete. This girl's probably don't respect him or think he's some type of simp or think that she probably some aggressive girl. I'm not going to say that he don't like her. I don't know the nature of their relationship, but I do know one thing. For it to get that far, there's two sides to this story, and one is he allowed it to drag out way too much, and she just simply didn't assess who Steven Jackson really is. Steven Jackson is a nigga, and he ain't about to let nobody get him, and she should have known that, but I guess she wasn't up on game enough.
I ain't getting married. Damn what you believe in. I put everything in God's hand, and God is telling me to put the pen in her hand and make her sign this goddamn prenup before I get married. That's what God telling me. So God telling me and you two different things, partner. As that's going on, Steph Marbury grows crazy. Hell nah. No, we ain't doing it. Hell no, it ain't going on. Steph go crazy. Mike Bibby walks, are you serious, Steve? Fuck out of here. Everybody, no. Bruh, this preacher has the nerves to sit there for about 5 to 10 minutes and try to convince me that God told that he don't believe in prenups, so I shouldn't believe in them. Listen, bro, we ain't in the same tax bracket, first of all. You know what I'm saying? Bam. So now y'all see why she wanted that preacher so bad that she didn't even know. It get to getting a little answer over there. So my sister ended up coming out of there and say, I had to get out of there before I whipped one of them hoes because they ended up talking crazy. Something like that. Not those exact words, but my sister was upset with what was said in there, so she had to walk out. So bam. This is when she showed her true colors, bro. This is when she showed her true colors.
Of course.
So, wedding off. Yes, wedding's off. We not doing it. Walk back up to the room. Walk back up to upstairs again. When we get undressed, shit. Steph Marbury's like, bruh. Hold on. First of all, I'm lying. We get back to the room. Right? Y'all know I'm gonna always be 1,000 with everybody. 1,000 all. I'm gonna tell y'all the honest truth every time. When we first get back to the room after I called it off, when everybody trying to figure out what's going on, we all get back to my room. I break down crying, dog. Honest to God truth, I can't lie. Because I was hurt. Because I was I wanted to marry her, bro. This is the honest to God truth. I break down crying, dog, for about a good 20, 30 minutes.
I understand why he would break down and cry if he thought he was going to really marry her. But let's be honest, man. I think he kind of already knew that it wasn't going to happen. Let's keep it real. No one who respects another person, especially their husband, a female, would wait all the way to the wedding when you told her to sign something months ago. Realistically, if you give somebody a prenup, I'll give them a deadline. Hey, I'm going to come back to you in a week and we're going to discuss this and get this taken care of and decide we're going to move forward with this wedding. In a week, if she put it off in any way, that's an instant sign that she don't want to do it. It's an instant sign that she don't want to do it. And at that point, if you don't discuss it right then and there, there's no wedding. The fact that it went this long is on Steven Jackson, 100%, because he's the one that allowed it. He's the one that went ahead and spent another $400,000 on everything. So really, in his eyes, he still wanted to do it. And the reason he wanted to do it, in my opinion, is the same reason most guys do it. Again, men have egos. We are bred and born to think that we can handle and should take care of women. So part of us proving or risking or prostrating ourselves to women is by saying, I'm willing to take on a burden. I'm willing to take a very big risk to show you that I want you. And part of that risk is I'm willing to marry you and risk the fact that I already own millions of dollars and I'm so into you. I'm so willing to basically take on the burden of carrying you with me throughout life that if it doesn't work out, I'll risk the fact that I may have to give you half of all of the earnings that I spent my entire life earning. So really, it was in Steven Jackson, in my personal opinion, that he kind of already should have shut it down months ago, but he didn't, for the same reason most men don't do it. Whether you're rich or not, we all believe the same thing, that I'm a great man, I'm greater than other men, and I can do this. But the truth is, the logical mind, the one thing that gets men outside of their logical mind, the one thing that gets men emotional more than anything else, hands down, on this planet is women. Maybe kids as well, but specifically women and sex, right? And men tend to get their most emotional when dealing with women, because a large portion of their feeling of manhood and masculinity is connected with eventually being with a woman, whether it's married, in a relationship, or having sex with. So we basically depend too much of our manhood on the opposite sex. And so this is how we get trapped into taking on marriages, going to the state to get married. We want to prove that we're stable, desirable, trustworthy, worthy men. And the best way to do that in modern society is to show that you're married to some woman. Blindly looking over the fact that you're tying yourself to this woman your entire life. Blindly looking to the fact that this woman that you love, that you're so attracted to sexually, may not look the same way 10, 15 years down the road. She might be significantly larger. She may not even be more attractive to you anymore. She may not even be showing you who she really is if you fell in love with her for the first year. All of these things you're not thinking about because you're thinking emotionally about how great you are as a man, because we are emotional as well. So that's the big lesson. I'm going to just kind of skip it up to the end, and then we'll go ahead and do our last follow-ups. But basically, this story is interesting because he's actually probably telling a story that a whole bunch of other men has went through and just never put it out in public, where they didn't get married because of prenups. I think this is a bigger issue than most people think.
As I'm wiping my tears and stuff off, you know what I'm saying? So soon as I walk in the room, she hard down crying. I'll sign it. And she crying and shit, right?
All right, so I'm going to fast forward toward the end. Basically, he tells him, hey, I called the wedding off. I'm not going to get married. Their family members are going back and forth. Eventually, he goes to see his fiancee in the other room, and she basically wants to give in right then and there once he gave her an ultimatum, which is, I am not getting married based on these terms. And here's what she says.
So soon as I walk in the room, she hard down crying. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. I'll sign it. I'm whatever, I'll sign it.
This is very important, guys.
I was born at night, but not last night. One thing I know, anytime somebody signs anything where they crying under any type of stress or any real emotional or something like that, that shit can get thrown out.
That's pretty much the story in a nutshell. Basically, he allowed her to get dragged on for a while. She didn't want to sign it. At the day of the wedding, he called it off, and at the last minute, she broke down and started crying and said she'll sign it. Now, he said something that's super important that a lot of people may not know about the marriage laws, but if somebody can prove in the court of law that she signed something under duress, then it's not valid. So, for instance, if the way in which his thing played out, where they're at the altar on wedding day and he's putting pressure on her to sign the prenup before they move forward, If she go ahead and sign it right then and there, and then they end up divorcing, she can go back and make an argument that it was an extreme duress. They were at the wedding day, she was crying, he was putting pressure on her, and she signed the contract under duress when she didn't want to. And then she'll have a legitimate claim to get outside of the contract. So keep in mind, make sure if you get a woman to sign a prenup, I would recommend that there's a notary or a lawyer present viewing the actual signing of the prenup to prove that she's not under distress, that she understands the contract, etc., etc., etc. So what's the takeaway of this story? Number one, if a woman's not willing to marry you without a prenup, then she probably does not love you. Now, you're probably going to flip that the other way around and say, well, if a man's not willing to marry you without a prenup, he probably doesn't love you. But the reality is that that's the problem with involving the state into your personal relationship. You have allowed the state, who doesn't care about your relationship, who only cares about getting taxes more efficiently from you, into your relationship, and now you're pitted against your other partner. The truth reality is this: before the state, before marriage licenses, men and women used to get together. Long before civil society, men and women used to have wives. They used to be dedicated to their wives. They used to have children. They used to raise families. There was no state. There was no contract enforcing anything. And our society has grown over 2,000 years into where we are today, long before marriage contracts. So relationships have been existing and have been flourishing and have been working, and men and women have been committed to each other long before marriage contracts. So why all of a sudden today the standard to show that you love somebody is I need to tie my assets to you? Don't you understand that the fact that they want you to tie your assets together has more to do with the state wanting taxes from you and control over you than making sure that your family or your relationship is good? This is a modern thing. And you know what? We need to do a video on when did marriage licenses come about, because the truth is they came about for economic and control reasons when it comes to the government. So if you just look back in history, once again, society has been flourishing. People has had wives, queens, spouses, concubines, relationships, kids, families, all of it, long before a marriage license ever existed. And we don't need one today for marriage to continue to exist, for relationships to continue to exist. So the truth is, if you're a female watching this or a male watching this, have a problem with a prenup, then don't get married by the state, both parties, because that's the easiest way to solve this problem. Eric Shabazz, Invisible Hand Podcast Reacts. I'm out. But anyways, this has been the Invisible Hand Reacts podcast. As I said before, if you want to see a certain video that you think will be interesting, look in the links in the description and text me directly at my number, and just text me the actual video clip and I'll consider it if it's a good clip to do next on this channel. Also, like and subscribe. Otherwise, people will not see my videos. A lot of people don't know. People don't search for videos on YouTube. What they do is they like and subscribe to a channel. Then YouTube's algorithm automatically push their videos to their recommendations. So please like and subscribe for my channel can grow. Also, if you can help me financially grow the channel, I'm trying to buy new equipment, hire new people, make the quality better, just shoot me a text. The link's in the description to the number that you can actually shoot me a text and just say, I want to support. I'll send a link back with different ways you can support the channel. Till next time, my friends, I'm out.